today. From TIAA Bank Field in Jacksonville, Florida, it's Week 11 of the NFL on EA Sports.
The NFL season has hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports. The lane opens here. He's past the 30. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30.
33-yard line.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. On the ground, this is Leonard Fournette. Found a little room there as he's up to about the 37.
Number 27, Leonard.
4 yards the result on the first play from scrimmage. 2nd down.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later. And let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on 1st down.
Oh, he dropped it. They were looking for him in the middle third. He couldn't catch it. Now 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd down and 6 yards to go.
Minshew throwing on 3rd down. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Bud Dupree. The big fella. And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 for a Steeler touchdown. Now remember, this is the #1 defense in the National Football League. There's a good example of why.
Shows that they set an aggressive tone, not just stopping the run, not just getting after the quarterback, but the ball's in the air. They treat it like they're the receivers, and they went after that one and took it all the way.
And he'll put it through to make it 7-0 Steelers. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick 6.
Chris Boswell.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. And this will make it into the end zone. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback.
At their own 20.
So time to see Jacksonville again on offense for the 2nd time here in this game. Minshew and the Jags now with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. A first carry now for Thompson. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line.
The ball carrier.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
Out of the gun is Minshew. Got his man. It's Eifert. And this effort will not get it done. He stopped well short of the 1st down at the 29.
He wasn't the primary target, but I think it was almost like a check down situation, wasn't it?
Yeah, hoping he can break some tackles, a big tight end, but he couldn't do it.
Yeah, get it to that big frame and hope he can scatter some bodies, unable to get it done.
It'll be a 44-yard punt. The return goes for 8. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll run for the first time with James Conner. A check on the numbers last week for Conner. Very, very strong, well over 100 yards.
He should get the ball early and often here, too. I mean, when you're riding the performance of last week into this game, his confidence level has to be off the charts. Go ahead and keep feeding him.
On 2nd down, Conner looking for space. And he'll be out of bounds up near the 45 at the 44. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
A gain of 4 yards. And the Steeler 1st down.
They'll run with the NC State man. It's Jalen Samuels. And he's going to bull his way forward to the 48.
For Pittsburgh.
DJ Hayden, the corner, in on the tackle.
At the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back to huddle and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run. but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
To the 49-yard line.
Vision is so important for the man in the middle because his ability to look through all the clutter that's happening in front of him, diagnose a play, and then go make it and finish it, that's when the great ones know that they have the goods.
And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 30. 19 yards that time for number 19.
First down, Steelers.
On first down, it's Samuels. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
2 yards.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
And he is close to a first down as he's tackled at the Jaguars' 22. It's a gain of 6, moves him to a manageable 3rd and 2 situation.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Trying to keep the drive going here. This is play number 7 on 3rd and 2. They'll try and run for it with Connor. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script. You go through your play calling. You go through all the stuff and establish things, and it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
And he'll be stopped about a yard shy of the goal line after a pickup of about 3.
It is definitely hard to find space near the goal line. You always want to have a guy in the game running it who can create his own.
But they'll employ the jumbo set now on 2nd and 1. Try to run it. This is Connor. And he's in. Touchdown, Pittsburgh.
Touchdown.
James Conner with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Steelers find a way to stretch their lead. Early on, they have all facets of the game working in tandem.
Yeah, you get the defensive touchdown. Down early to give you the first score, and then your offense piggybacks on top of that and gets their own. And any coach we've ever talked to, and we've had that conversation with them prior to the game, they always say, you know, if we can score on defense or special teams, that gives us like a 95% chance of winning the game. I don't know if that number's correct, but it certainly does tend to play out that way, doesn't it?
It does. This will make it into the end zone, and he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25.
25-yard line.
And this will probably be the last play of the quarter. They'll start out on the ground. It's Leonard Fournette. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
Jaguars, nothing.
And they'll work from the 29 on 2nd and 6. From the gun, Minshew to throw. And the catch good. It's Eifert. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before you get a good head of steam going.
Tackle made there by Chris Wormley. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Now Minshew. He's got Thompson here, complete. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. And they're left looking at 3rd and 8 after the second down pass play only went for 2. Minshew sets to throw. And this is going to be incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early. And now it's 4th down.
I know this offense was expecting to do big things, but it certainly hasn't turned out that way, at least not through the first 3 drives. They're definitely going to have to put their heads together and start concocting some offense that'll move the ball downfield.
We'll call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. James Conner and the Steelers ready to get their next drive going. And he's closing in on that number that all running backs circled beginning of the year, the number 1,000. Could do it on this drive.
And you have to think to yourself that this moment, getting to this spot, it started in the offseason, right? Not just the workouts, right? Not just getting yourself physically prepared to play, but mentally, as well as your team, as well as your unit, head coach, offensive coordinator. We run the football. We give you opportunities. He's taking advantage of it.
And when you get this close to the mark, you just hope things don't tighten up, right? You probably want to get there and get it in your rearview mirror.
You really do, don't you? Because now it becomes predominant, and you wonder about play calling as well. Do you want to call plays to get that out of the way, or are you still calling plays to win the game first? That becomes the burden of the play caller.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. On the counter, it's Conner. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
That's what I'd like to see out of this defense, a little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them. They did do a nice job there, forcing a loss on that play.
It'll be a pickup of 5, and that leaves them with 5 more. 3rd and 5 now.
But you got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
From the gun on 3rd down, it's Roethlisberger. And that will be incomplete.
That was a classic example of trying to run with the ball without securing the catch. He was thinking about those rack yards instead of making the catch first and then taking off.
Barry on to punt as he gets this one away. That's a 43-yard punt, aided as well by a loss on the return. And it'll be Jaguar football as they take over deep in their own territory. Out comes the Jacksonville offense as they get set to take over here. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. The Jaguars on 3rd down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 8. And that is incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early. And now it's 4th down.
This offense has definitely been slow getting out of the gate. It's almost like they missed their wake-up call for this one. No points on their first 2 possessions, and now it's looking like none on this one either.
So a change of possession here on the punt. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. James Conner and the Steelers ready to get their next drive going. Big Ben and the Steelers with a 1st and 10 at their own 37. He'll start the drive with a give to Conner. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. Nice way to start the drive. A gain of 12 and a 1st down. 2 minutes to play, 1st half. It's 14-0.
The Steeler 1st down.
And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards.
C.J. Henderson on the...
But no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down. That fits the bill.
And he'll be brought down, it looks like, right at the 40.
They were not fooling around at all, were they? 2nd and short, and they brought out the heavy package. Almost felt like the super heavy package against that defense, didn't it?
Yeah, I don't think they expected that much beef up front, and it turned into an easy 1st down conversion. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. A big chunk on the ground there, 27 yards.
A gain of 27.
They've done a pretty good job containing him up until this drive, and until that run, there was no containing him at all.
Yeah, you're right about that. He finally popped free. But we didn't have to be in their practice sessions. We didn't have to be in their meeting rooms. They planned for a run like that to happen, maybe a couple of them. But what did they tell their guys all week? You know what they said. Move on to the next play. That one just happened. Let it go.
From the 6 now on 2nd and 3. Roethlisberger will hand to Conner. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts, as the stoppage will come with 23 seconds to go till halftime. And they've got 3 tight ends here on 1st and goal to add some extra mass. They'll look to run with Conner. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. James Conner, as the 1st half is winding down. And the Steelers are going to add on to their lead.
For the point after.
That score that they just gave up there, that's a tough one for their defense to swallow, because they've had a tough time through the first 2 quarters. They really were determined to get a stop there. Unable to do so. That makes their comeback hopes that much more difficult.
Chris Boswell to kick off for Pittsburgh.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this 1st half as the kick's away. Taken in the end zone. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The Jags and Leonard Fournette making their way onto the field. They haven't been able to get him on track. They haven't been able to get this offense on track. No points so far.
Maybe it's time to start doing a few different things. Throwing the ball a little bit, maybe featuring other people touching it for a while, and then you get a chance to come back to it when things have changed a little bit. They have to make an adjustment.
Well, still time for him here as we sit in the 2nd quarter. And he'll work this back to right around the line of scrimmage and surrender there.
No gain on the play. Brings up 2nd and 10.
And unless this is a quick incompletion, this is likely the last. And okay, so much for our halftime break. Apparently we're going to get right back to it.
21. Jaguars nothing.
So time for the 2nd half as the Steelers have the lead, and they will also be receiving the football here to start the 3rd quarter. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
So here are the Steelers to take over on offense. They're on the good side of this game right now with a lead, but they were on the bad side last week in that loss to Cincinnati, so now trying to make amends. 3rd quarter starts with a run from Conner. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
C.J. Henderson.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitz are
weaving through traffic, and now he's free. Past the 20. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Jalen Samuels, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Steelers, they broaden their lead.
I guess when you look back on it, it was just a matter of time until he popped a big one like that. And, you know, at halftime, you and I discussed it. They'd done a nice job on him in the first half. But there were a couple of occasions where it felt like he might wiggle out of traffic and take it to the house. Finally here in the second half, that got done.
Chris Boswell to kick off.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. This will make it into the end zone, and it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return. Here comes the Jags offense now. Time for their first possession of half number 2. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. He's got a first down and then some at midfield. And he takes it across the 50 to the 46-yard line. That one a pickup of 15 for Jacksonville. Got exactly what they wanted there out of the RPO and had the defense out of position.
One word for you there. Excellent. Because he read all the keys properly, made the right decision, and look at the result. Pretty substantial gain.
And he'll get this down only to about the 46. Defensively, a solid response after giving up back-to-back first downs.
2nd and 9. At the
on 2nd down, here's Fournette. Calling a gain of 5 that time, and they'll be left with a 3rd and about 4.
Well, they certainly have been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They got to just pin their ears back and get after him now.
And finding Keelan Cole. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a first down. And they just keep marching right along. First down on a pickup of 8 there. 3 tight ends in the ball game here on 1st and 10. Here's Minshew. On the slant, this is Chark. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. 11 yards there for Jacksonville and a first down as well. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
Well, coming into this one, we expected that this offense would have trouble with this defense, and that's exactly the way that this game has gone. Pressure in his face, coverage downfield has been tight. That led to another incompletion. This defense, they're exactly who we thought they were coming into this one.
D.D. Westbrook, his intended receiver, and it'll bring up 3rd down. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. A throw for Westbrook, but it's intercepted. The safety, Terrell Edmonds, picks it.
Pass intercepted by the Steelers. They'll take over first.
We came up to the booth. Last thing he said as we were walking off the field, want to play mistake-free football. Well, that just went out the window there with a pick.
And do you remember what you said to me when we were walking up to the booth after he said that? You're like, oh, fatal last words. Every time we hear that, things tend to fall apart a little bit. And that's what we saw there. Didn't get enough on that throw, and it turned into an interception.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Again, it's Connor. And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call.
What you talking about, Red?
So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards.
Still 2nd down.
They'll stay on the ground with Connor again. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. Without the previous penalty, that would have been a 1st down. Instead, it's just a gain of 10.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they are playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked by Jared Wilson. And he's able to get it back to right around the 27. The Jaguars, they needed a break. They needed to make a play here in the 3rd quarter. Defensively, they did that. Now they got to go quickly and get some points on the board.
And the best part is that they made their own break, taking the ball away. Now they just look at their offense and saying, guys,
let's go.
Come on, capitalize on this one.
That one good for 10 yards. And that'll bring up a 2nd and just about a few inches here. Looking to throw it. Minshew to the left side here for Eifert. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. 7 yards there and a 1st down. Now at 1st and 10 at the 11. Minshew with a give to Fournette. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down.
Getting had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. They'll run it again with Fournette, and he'll take this into the end zone. A touchdown, Jacksonville. Leonard Fournette, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Jags take advantage of field position on the turnover to cash this one in.
We know that the big guys won't get the credit, Brandon, but we also know that that touchdown belongs to them. Excellent job of clearing the way for their running back.
Point after by Lambeau, up and good. And it's now a 28-7 ball game. And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. Ryan Switzer on the return. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
The Steelers take over 1st and 10.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. Still operating with a comfortable lead despite the score a moment ago as they begin 1st and 10. He'll have a 1st down past the 40. And he will be taken down, but a big pickup there on what's going to be the final play of the 3rd quarter. And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 43. A 1st down run, not going to get him a whole lot. Maybe a yard. And it looks like just 1 yard there. So that'll bring up 2nd and 9.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them. trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
And it's brought in by Washington. And he's going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 24-yard line.
And the Steelers.
Well, remember, they tried to give him the ball and let him run on the last play, but I think the light bulb went off in their play caller's mind, and this time they get it to him the more conventional way, and it's much more successful as well.
On 1st and 10 is Connor. They'll get him to the ground at the 20 following a pickup of 4.
He's some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. And when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
And out of bounds all the way down at the 3.
Receiver, the ball carrier. 1st and goal.
I think the reason this play is so successful is not just the blocking at the point of attack, but how about the speed at which he takes the handoff? He's in motion already, so he's not coming from a flat start like a running back often is. He's at a full run by the time he gets the football.
They'll run with Samuels. And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal. They'll go again from the 3 here on 2nd and goal.
At the 3-yard line.
They'll try to run this one in. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And that'll make it 3rd and goal.
This has not been a fun sequence for him at all. 1st and goal, no gain. 2nd and goal, he ends up losing yardage. He may be trying to talk him into getting the ball 3rd time, but I think it's going to be difficult for him to win that battle.
Big play coming here. It's 3rd and goal. From the gun, here's Rudolph. That is caught. It's Juju for the Steeler touchdown.
Complete to number 19.
Juju Smith-Schuster. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Steelers find a way to stretch their lead.
Is it okay if I break one of our rules, partner, which is to never call a game over until it's over? Because this certainly feels like it's over after that drive.
Yeah, that was spirit-crushing, wasn't it? And now you just kind of felt the air go out of the balloon.
Yeah, they were fighting so hard to stay in there, and they knew they had to stop them on that drive. But when they were unable to, I think you're exactly right. You could see them sag on their sideline, and I think this one might just be over.
And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25.
25-yard.
And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this 4th quarter. The throw taken in by Cole. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
It's a gain.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5.
At the 30-yard line.
Pressure comes, and the Steelers take him down.
Gardner Minshew.
That right now, that's a defeated team out there. I think you can see it totally in their body language.
Hands on hips, heads low. It's just been a struggle from the start.
Yeah, this team has been thoroughly beaten right from the word go.
And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. On 4th down, Minshew. And this is incomplete. And we are inside of 2 minutes left in this lopsided affair. So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. They'll run on 1st down. It's Connor. So a nice job to break the one tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down.
Al Woods.
They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
It's now 2nd and 6 at the 17-yard line.
They stay on the ground. Here's Connor again. Just a couple on the pickup there, and now it's 3rd down.
Tackle made at the 16-yard line. A 2-yard gain on the play. And it's 3rd down.
And the Jags have 5 in the secondary here on 3rd down. Shotgun snap for Rudolph. This is Johnson. He's got it. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Well, they probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on 1st and goal. They'll run here with Connor. And just a short gain that time as they're able to get him down. It'll be a 3-yard pickup, and it brings up 2nd and goal. Extra bulk up front for 2nd and inches. 3 tight ends. Again, it'll be Connor. And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. So this one in the win column for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And it was their defense that really paved the way to this victory as they allowed the 1 touchdown, and that was all she wrote.
Almost want to do the defense chant right now, right? Defense with a couple of claps in there, but no one wants to hear that from me. Let's just talk about how they got it done, though. When you take care of every aspect of the game, shut down the run, control the airways, right? Make sure the quarterback is harassed. This is the type of performance you get. They can't fashion together any offense, no consistency, and they just took control.
So for Pittsburgh,